All right, so our wall archers. So we've done them from our knees. Now we're moving up to our feet to kind of initiate a little bit more of that proper rotation. Now, this is where I want you to think, kind of like push your golf swing out of your mind. It's gonna relate to it, but we need to properly, again, learn how to properly get all the way over to this hip. So if we're doing a single leg balance, like we would have done in some of our assessments, getting into like a single leg hip hinge, look how my head, knee, and everything is stacked, right? We need to be able to properly load into this hip. So that's where, when we actually swing, we're not gonna think about shifting all that weight, but this will help us initiate some of those patterns. So get right into your good golf posture. Feet is touching this wall. From here, all I'm gonna do is that same kind of archer motion. So I'm going to keep this hand by my rib. So I'm gonna open up, and my checkpoints are, is my ear touching the wall? Is my hip touching, not leaning, right? I'm not leaning against the wall. And then having my hand here as well. So as I shift over, I want you to think about pushing your big toe into the ground. Okay, my hip is in line, so now this is my guide. Everything's stacked on this side. I'm now gonna take my hand, push it in, about 50 to 60%. Again, every time I exhale, I'm gonna try and rotate more, but rotate more without letting that hip come off. Okay, so what you can start to do as well is find it, come back to center. Find it, come back to center. Am I getting all my weight kind of over this hip? Come back to center, okay? Again, I'll end up doing both sides. As I shift over, you should notice that this hip is a little bit higher than this hip, right? Everything's stacked. Come back to center. Here, come back to center. So those are your wall archers. I'm gonna get you to do 5 or so of those kind of, here and then come back. But other than that, you're gonna be holding it for your prescribed amount of time, focusing on breathing into any sort of tight spots, really engaging the ground, tripod feet, all that kind of stuff. Again, those are your wall archers. It's gonna really allow you and teach you how to properly load and then transfer that weight to your follow through.